Okay, this is video documentation of terrorism via directed light. You have Marie Ennis. She's engaged in surveillance, group stalking in the parking lot. I'm capturing screen images of her moving her vehicle with simultaneity to my opening my blinds. That's a demon that's creating activity with simultaneity to my physical movement. That's what demons do, monitoring demons. She is in parking spot number 12 by a third-party group stalker, Brian Suh. That's where you'll see outside of my window, and you can see the fake sun through the windows of the vehicles in this parking lot. At the same time, the fake sun is over the Ontario City Hall in Ontario, California. That is a scientific phenomenon. It is impossible that that is the natural environment. It is identification of what is legally relevant. The fact that you are a demon-possessed population who are engaging in criminal surveillance on behalf of and in concert with the government that is maintaining criminal presence, stalking, including in helicopters, utilizing the same demonic methods, including engineered light, which is, by the way, flashing and increasing, appearing and disappearing, creating a light show inside of my bedroom. That's to the demise of every terrorist that's going to be prosecuted and that criminal record that will be maintained for the rest of your life, while the Department of Justice will recognize you as a domestic terrorist. This is what I'm subject to while I'm subject to what is a sex offense, because this is also direct evidence of what is monitoring inside of a private space. Flashing of light, you've already seen it on my walls, and that's exactly what's ongoing. So I want to be clear. The people of the state are providing evidence against themselves. This is the identical criminal pattern of conduct that the people of the state, the entire population, whether I go to Chase Bank, whether I go to Vaughn's grocery store, whether I'm driving on the roads and the highways, whether I'm sleeping in a car at Fern and G Street in Ontario, whether I'm sleeping on the sidewalk at the Ontario Museum of History and Arts. This criminal system that the demon possessed are providing with generosity, just having ongoing engineer light moving all about. I want to be clear, this is the same criminal system that the entire population engages in, and I'm speaking to what is a demonic system. And this is revealing what is a public safety concern, massive demon possession in the state of California. This is a demon-possessed population, and they are practicing a surveillance system. It is in violation of existing federal law, including Title 18, Section 2261A, subsections 1 and 2. The demon-possessed are overly consumed with, and this is the character of Satan that is obsessed with those that are children of God. But let me be clear, Satan is a spirit, and Satan is utilizing people. So you have massive demon possession, which is how you have the identical behavioral pattern. This is the demonic behaviors, which are engaging in the elements of monitoring, demonic activity in the demonic environment. And while I'm surrounded by it, you have what is the natural punishment, the natural repercussions, and that is the interference with quiet enjoyment. Todd speaker companies, the employees of speaker companies are going to federal prison. Okay, while the entity provides this light activity against them. This is the criminal system, and it is that which is underway by the whole government, which again, Dominic Choi, a demon-possessed group stalker, a terrorist leader, and not a chief of police. He's going to be removed. He will be prosecuted, as are every other demon sitting their tails in helicopters and stalking. And they're stalking right now. That's why the engineered light is present. Remember, I'm only documenting the moments of amplification, of audible activity, of sensational conduct, of where I'm seeing the demon stalking in a helicopter. They're stalking 24/7 in helicopters, and that's already established by the evidence. While the demon-possessed provide ongoing evidence against themselves, you are also made aware simultaneously while you are analyzing and dissecting the psychotic mind state of the demon-possessed, which is breaking ground. I want to be clear, actually revealing what is a lot of illusions centered around so-called mental illness. This is the reality of the mentally ill, the demon-possessed, whose condition is maintained a secret, because psychiatry and the practice of medicine and whatnot is not diagnosing the spiritual condition. I am letting you know the environment that they're in, the decisions that they're engaging in, the criminal system that they seek to secretly engage in, and the mind state behind someone, a population that would provide evidence of itself, speaking to an ongoing obsession, an obsessive endeavor, which is speaking to a public safety concern. That is what mental illness is not addressing, nor can any medication address it. Medication will not touch on demon possession, but it has real-time affects on the decisions that you make. You engage in stalking American citizens in helicopter, that's relevant to your mentally ill state. While you're engaging in a criminal and malicious system, abusing your role in the government, abusing your role as a supposed purported American citizen, that has real-time affects, and there are natural ways of manifesting your mental illness that you seek to conceal. It's not concealed in directed light. It's not concealed amongst your stalking conduct in that environment. It's not concealed when you are engaging in a pattern of psychotic behaviors centered on one person whom you should not have any natural desire to follow or be involved with. There's no natural explanation for it for the P.O.C. It is demon possession. It's demonic activity. And this is the criminalization of a system that the government sought to secretly engage in. And it is demonic from beginning to end. So this is documentation of what is terrorism via directed light. Todd speaker companies, they're going to federal prison for engaging in federal group stalking and monitoring. I was hired by speaker companies in order for the state to terrorize me. This is a plot. This is a system that is engaged in for the purpose of discarding of an American citizen. You don't do this just for funsies and then you stop. You do this because you plan to permanently remove a person by kidnapping them, by taking their lives, by tormenting them to the point to where they take their own lives, all of which are criminal purposes, and you're going to be prosecuted for that. And that is on its face directly established by engineered light. There's no iteration of sunlight that's going to appear in the depths of my bedroom wall. You can see multiple shadows. This is where the entity, the more pictures I take, the more flashing light was occurring. And the moment that I open up my blinds and you can see more of this light, then the demons start moving around. So the demons of 1818 number 1, that's an Asian family. They're going to be deported. They're going to federal prison. Marie Ennis of 1804 number 5, parking space number 12. They're demons sitting in the parking lot, monitoring on communication devices. They're engaged in a criminal agency on behalf of the state that is present 24/7, stalking around in fire trucks, waiting to sound sirens, stalking around in ambulances and police vehicles, waiting to sound sirens, not engaging in any lawful operation of their duties. These are not genuine emergencies. This is the state and the people of the state that are maintaining an environment as opposed to answering an emergency call to provide aid or to put out a fire or to go and regarding some sort of emergency as the police would engage in. It's criminal surveillance. And they're also stalking in helicopters. And the people of the state do it on behalf of the state that is stalking a relevant position. This is the fake sun that is not over the Ontario City Hall. That's what I'm capturing at 8:40 in the morning on this day in 2022. But you're looking at it through the vehicle of a third-party group stalker that's at Alvarado Gardens in parking space number 8. This is the same parking lot where Estiva is group stalking in the same parking lot, where Lopez Banos of 1806, apartment number 4, parked in space number 14, is group stalking in the same parking lot, where at 1:13 in the afternoon, you can see the fake sun through the windshield of his van while he's crossing path, group stalking in sex offense to monitor an American citizen in a private space, as opposed to driving out of the parking lot at the same time that I happen to be opening my window, and that which is not the sun is still at the same address over my head. And you're also able to witness that as I show you the ongoing maintenance of a fake sun that you can see through the windows, through the windshields of the vehicles in the same exact parking lot at the same exact address. And then you're looking at the evidence that I have in order to further highlight the evidence of demon possession, the evidence of the criminal system of surveillance that the state is engaging and relies on the people of the state, and they are all demon possessed together. And that is looking at a windshield at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning, and you can look through the windshields of the same parking lot at 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the evening. That's not the sun. And you are understanding what is the relevance of what demons are doing in that environment. They're not walking in sun, also walking under the sun, nor are they doing so ignorant of my presence. And Daisy Arroyo and that minor child are going to be separated. She's a threat to that child, and she's also a threat to herself and the people of the state whom she's group stalking with. I want to make sure you understand that. The demon possessed are the ones that will be consuming each other as this demon possession continues to intensify. This psychotic personality defect, the violence that a demon-possessed population seeks to conceal, it's going to become worse and worse and worse. And these are the people, this population, this demon possession, this condition is something that will be the root cause for what is destruction and lawlessness that will increase with regard to what's going on in the country, with regard to the satanic system that's underway, with regard to this public corruption that's being exposed. That is criminal conduct of a sexual nature that Daisy Arroyo just practiced with a minor child. And you're going to be prosecuted just like any other sex offense that you would not and should not be including children in. Nonetheless, you shouldn't be doing it yourself. Engaging in criminal surveillance with the government. She is engaged in Title 18 criminal conduct. The demon possessed engage in a pattern, which is showing a psychotic mind state as opposed to innocence or coincidence. They will engage in the criminal act on camera with knowledge of the fact that they're being documented, which is already substantiated by the evidence. And they do so under the foolish assumption. And let me be clear, a demon, a psychopath that has nothing to hope on but air, and they're hoping, oh, well, if I do this, why would I do that? If I knew that the target individual was the target individual, if I was group stalking, why would I do it on camera? This is the mindset of the demon possessed. The entity does the same thing while the entity is stalking under a fake sun that you're not forgetful of. The entity is doing so while you're looking at engineer light that no one is forgetting about. The entity is doing so while the entity is stalking in helicopters all day and night with regard simultaneity to my every move. That is the type of sex offender, the type of psychopath that will be going to federal prison, and that minor child will be removed from Daisy Arroyo. That's a threat. That's relevant to the psychological torment. That's also an impermissible threat, which the entire property, Alvarado Gardens, represents the people of the state who are going to federal prison. They're not pass and go. You're not collecting $200. You're going directly to federal prison. And that ongoing impunity is going onto the accounts of all of them, because that impermissible threat, they're doing so on behalf of the state and the people of the state on an ongoing basis. 25-8, they are showing an ongoing determination to continue where the evidence has already surrounded you. But let me be clear, the ordinary target individual, even if they were lacking in this size of evidence against them, where the target individual has begun